Hello, welcome to Breaking the Chains, Africa. This is your good friend, Hon.odonga, Otto, a philosopher, a political scientist, a lawyer that once in a while brings topical issues that can help change the African continent, that can break the chains of African continent. And thank you for watching my channel, and please share to others. Today we are going to talk about malaria. Someone should be wondering that what has a philosopher got to do with malaria? Malaria, according to Center for Disease Control, is killing 409,000 Africans a year. Wait a minute. In 2019, we lost 409,000 children and pregnant women and men. They died of malaria. That is according to statistics of Center for Disease Control. In 2020, we lost 627,000 people. 80% of them are children. They died of malaria. And all these figures are just in sub-Saharan Africa. So that means in the past 2 years, if I use the statistics of 2019 and 2020, we would have lost 1 million people for malaria. We as thinkers, as politicians, as lawyers, as philosophers, we cannot keep quiet and turn a blind eye. Because when a plane crashes, a plane that carries 800 people, it is on CNN, Al Jazeera, it's all on the news channels. But when we lose 627,000 children to malaria, no one seems to pick interest. That is why, as a contemporary philosopher, I've decided to come and understand the philosophy and the politics of malaria. Now, malaria is caused and spread by mosquitoes, specifically the female Anopheles mosquitoes. 95% of the whole world's malarial cases are in Africa. God made our climate friendly for mosquitoes to survive. In Europe, mosquitoes don't survive, it's cold. So malaria, mosquitoes survive in Africa. So 95% of all the malarial cases are in the sub-Saharan continent. That aside, of the 95% of all the malaria cases in the world, which are in sub-Saharan Africa, 55% of the 95% of all the malarial cases are in these 5 countries. Nigeria has 27% of the global malarial figure. That was in Nigeria, I was in Lagos, I went to Akwa Ibom, I was in Calabar. 27% of all the malarial cases is in Nigeria. The second most the malaria infected society in Africa is Democratic Republic of Congo. 12%. After that, Uganda, my own country, 5%. After Uganda is Mozambique, 4%. And then lastly, Niger, 3%. These 5 countries represent 55% of all the global malarial cases. And African governments have spent $900 million to fight malaria. But our children are still dying. Why? Why? Ask the philosopher Odonga Otto. Why? Ask lawyer Odonga Otto. Why? Ask analyst Odonga Otto. What can be done? From a political level, there is a huge debate. I've been a member of parliament. There is a huge debate between eradication and elimination of malaria. Ask your member of parliament, ask your leader, ask your chief, ask your governor. Sir, in a rally, don't ask that, hey, give me money for drinks, we are in a group. No. Don't ask that, oh, we are in a circle in Mozambique, we are in a savings group. We are in Kenya, we want bicycles for riding, matatu. No, ask them, sir, what is your position on malaria? Let your leaders think. Are you for eradication or you are for elimination? Now, what is elimination? Elimination elimination is total obliteration. Anything that can remove mosquitoes from the planet Earth. That's what we call elimination. Meanwhile, eradication is a reduction in the quantity. If there are 1,000 cases, we can reduce it to 200. So you would ask me, why would the debate be between eradication and elimination? Why can't we just clear the whole mosquito, even if we use an atomic bomb, so that we save our children? Hey, wait a minute. It's not that simple. Now let's analyze eradication vis-a-vis elimination. For us to obliterate, for us to eliminate malaria from planet Earth, we need to use DDT. It's a very difficult scientific word. I don't think it's a scientific combination. DDT, just Google DDT in full and find out what it means. It's dichlor something. DDT was first discovered in the United States of America in 1939. It was used at the end of Second World War in Guyana, and it was also used in some countries in Latin America, DDT. So the philosophy of elimination of mosquitoes from the place of the African continent, some people say that they have to spray the mosquitoes with DDT so that they disappear from the face of the earth. But before you decide to spray a country like Sierra Leone, Ghana, Cameroon, Zambia, Malawi, Sudan, name an African country where I'm working, you need a certificate, a final certificate from WHO that you are allowed to spray DDT. WHO is World Health Organization. So there is a debate, should we spray? I will get back to that. Or should we eradicate? Now, let's first hold on for DDT, for spraying and complete elimination. Now, there are those lobbyists. Ask your politician. I've been a politician before. I've been a member of parliament for 20 years. There are those for eradication. Now, eradication where people say, let's use remedies. Let's take medication. Let us sleep under mosquito nets. Now, also there are strong international lobbies who are lobbying governments and leaders to accept the eradication. There are big companies that are manufacturing malarial drugs. Like, for example, malaria is a business, it's a huge business. Africans, listen to me. Malaria is a huge business to those pharmaceutical companies in Europe. They make anti-malarial tablets. Those are the people lobbying government to go for eradication. They have chloroquine, doxylin, artemether, mefloquine, primaquine. Maybe even one day they will produce Africa Queen. It's a huge business. For example, in 2014, the international lobbies lobbied Ghanaian government to change prescription because those huge pharmaceutical companies in the other parts of the world, they want to sell their products. So those companies are not for elimination, they are for eradication. And the pharmaceutical companies making the malarial drugs are making huge profits. Just go on the website, check these companies. These are the 4 biggest companies which are making profits out of malarial drugs. Of course, it is not their problem that malaria is biting, mosquitoes is biting our people. It's not their problem. They are on the part of the solution. So we have Bristol Myers Squibb. This is a huge pharmaceutical company. Last year it declared it made 1.1 billion. 1.1 billion US dollars in selling anti-malarial drugs to African government. We have Merck. Merck made 1.2 billion. Check their statements. Google. Novitas made 2.9 billion US dollars selling malarial drugs. Then the one we all know, Johnson & Johnson. Johnson & Johnson made 6.3 billion US dollars in the malarial drugs. So African governments are spending all these monies in buying malarial drugs. We should sympathize with our presidents. They spend all this money buying anti-malarial drugs. So that is the Department for Eradication Eradication, there are huge pharmaceutical companies which lobby our governments to buy those drugs. If you go to your health centers, the government will tell you, take chloroquine, take anthomitra. Our national drugs authorities are agents of the international lobby group because they want to make business. When I was at university, we would say, I was trained, my first degree was in social science and in social admin. We would say, we are trained to be disaster managers. What would we manage when there are no disasters? So there always has to be disasters. So now, on the side of eradication, we are talking of DDT, where we have to come and spray the environment, the houses. There is indoor residual spray, there is outdoor residual spray. We kill the mosquitoes, we eliminate them from planet Earth. In 1995, World Health Organization launched the indoor residual spray. They were very reluctant to launch indoor and outdoor. Outdoor is spraying, outside spraying the environment, spraying the And before World Health Organization launched the indoor residual spray, there were a group of environmentalists who sat in Stockholm, in Sweden. I was in Sweden, in Uppsala. They came out with the Stockholm Convention of 2001. And the Stockholm Convention of 2001 listed DDT as one of the 12 most dangerous organic polluters on planet Earth. So before you start saying, oh, let us eliminate, let us eliminate, you have to read the release. You have to go to the Stockholm Convention website and read that DDT has been listed as one of the most organic polluters. Now, God help us. We go for eradication, it is someone's business. We go for elimination, it is dangerous to the environment. As I told you earlier, DDT that was invented in the US labs in 1939 was used in Guyana, was used in Venezuela. And a research shows that DDT is very effective in vector reduction. It reduces vectors by 86%. However, in the US in 1972, the government officially banned the use of DDT in the United States of America. So now the question is, what do we do? Should we use elimination? Should we go for eradication? Should we use DDT? Should we continue promoting these international pharmaceutical companies? What do we do? What does the philosopher say? What do you think? Please ask your leaders. This should be an issue for your leaders to think and address their mind too. While I was in Parliament, I give the Ugandan experience. There was a huge debate between DDT and continue to swallow the malarial drugs. I joined a group that was against DDT. And we selected a professor and another doctor to lead that group, who were lobbying members of parliament in Uganda then. DDT is very dangerous. DDT is very dangerous. We should not spray. It kills vectors in the environment. We rather continue. I was believing in that group and we would sit in lobbying meetings up to midnight. So on the final day when Uganda was to make a decision, the doctor that was leading us changed into the side of the drugs. One of the professors who was leading our group for anti-DDT, the environmentalists, even stated on the floor of parliament that he even drank DDT while he was in the US by mistake. He thought it was milk and he never died. He said DDT is not dangerous. I said, now what happened to the arguments of yesterday? So it means the international lobbies could have come at midnight and talked to them. Because if we go for indoor residual spraying, their pharmaceutical companies have to close. So what is the way forward? The English say throwing water at everything will make it into fish. Philosopher Otto, Honorable Otto, lawyer Otto, don't just criticize. What is the way forward? The first way is forward have now made you to start thinking. You're now thinking. You go to ask your leader, you go to Google. So the first way forward is let the debate begin. Let the debate begin, and we double check the statistics being released by World Health Organization, because even those individuals in World Health Organization may be influenced by the huge pharmaceutical companies. Let the debate begin. For the meantime, as the debate is for or against, I would say we adopt primary health care mechanisms. Slash the compound, clear the stagnant waters. This is basic help. You are not just going to sit and you lose a child to malaria. Early detection. If a child has a temperature, please hurry to the hospital, so that we save 627,000 children dying a year. Is an indictment. Yet we are educated, we have degrees. Sleep under a net. But also these mosquitoes are very funny. They bite you even when you're outside at the fireplace. They don't wait for you to go under the net. God should really help us. So you pastors, you reverends, you priests, preach this primary health care. But the debate has to continue. If anything can be done to eliminate mosquito from the face of planet Earth, I would be the happiest to support such initiative and allow the African child and pregnant woman to live. Early detection. So at least I have provoked debate. Let the debate begin. We cannot accept to see 627,000 children dying every year because of malaria, and we are there in our air-conditioned offices, in rallies, in best suits. This is totally not acceptable. This is an indictment on our intellect. I am more inclined to believe in DDT, but our scientists and researchers should come out with spray and save and save our children. Thank you so much for watching. It has been so kind of you. Subscribe, share, let the thinking begin. Greetings from Break the Chain, Africa.